Good, beautiful Monday to you. Hello. Hi, friends. Everybody having a good weekend? Who's having a long weekend? It's a long weekend. It's Memorial Day, Monday. Make sure that you are being present and honoring all those that made this freedom possible. However you want to acknowledge and celebrate that, take time today to do that recognition. Let's see. One of the things that I am completely present to is the notion of surrendering and just really being open and, completely like free. Surrendering is for me, I'm really getting, it's about freedom. And there is, in the 12 steps, I don't know what step it is. I don't work the 12 steps. I'm familiar with them because of work I've done and because of people in my life, but there is a step in, I think it might be step 2, where you surrender to a power greater than yourself. And I think that can be translated to all of life, not just if you're working a 12-step program, but really surrendering to a power greater than yourself, to align in a frequency with, to be in resonance with. And I'm not a very religious person, but I definitely am becoming so more aware of how I've experienced certain philosophies in my life, and I know that there is something to be said about that experience. And I remember when I was younger going to camp, and I went to this camp with this girl that I was in grade school with, and she took me to this camp, and it was a religious camp, and it was a little foreign to me because I had been raised Catholic. And even though being Catholic is, a faith and a religion, the experience was a little different. But I went to this Christian camp with this girl, and there was a big element of that experience rolled into the activities that we were doing around, like whatever we were doing, swimming, horseback riding, archery. We did Bible study, and that was interesting to me because being Catholic, we didn't necessarily read the Bible. We did have religion class, and we talked about it, but we were more talking about the parables and how to apply them to our lives. Anyways, there is a psalm. I don't know what would you say? There's a scripture in Corinthians, and it's Corinthians 4:13. And I remember learning this at camp when we were doing a challenging skill that we were learning more about ourselves to push ourselves. And Corinthians 4:13 says, "I can do anything through him who gives me strength." And I have been thinking about that a lot lately in my meditations around how you align with the source energy and how you can, when you are in alignment with that energy, do anything. You can do anything. That energy gives you a level of strength that is beyond, it's like supernatural. It becomes beyond your greatest understanding of what you really truly are capable of doing. And if you can really align in the frequency of being able to trust yourself and surrender to that power, it will give you the amount of superhuman strength that will allow you to navigate whatever obstacle you feel like you are faced with, whether it be making decisions around what direction you're going in your life, whether it be how do I navigate this, how do I overcome this, how do I heal this, whatever it is. When you align your frequency in a resonance with a source, it gives you a sense of peace that is beyond any experience that you can potentially make sense of. And I'm really becoming more and more familiar with that more than I've ever been. And it's not so much about dogma or, I'm not trying to preach any sort of deity or anything like that, but I am becoming very, very conscious to a source frequency. I just recently finished Becoming Supernatural, the final book that the most recent book that Joe Dispenza wrote, and I think that if anybody is interested in learning about how you demystify mysticism and how you understand the science of the way that we are made up, and about, you know, the neuroscience, the chemical makeup of the brain, and epigenetics and psychoneuroimmunology, and how our bodies are actually quantum physics, how we are actually physiologically made up, and how there is just so much to the human body that there has to be an energetic frequency, because we know that all of the universe is 99.9999999999999% energy. What is that we can't see that has us all in this frequency? What is that? What is that grander expression of frequency? To me, that's source. That's source energy. We are all vibrating from that frequency, that 0 point energy. So anyways, you guys, surrender. Try it. Do some meditation and surrender in the meditation. Just surrender. Just try practicing surrendering. When you feel like your feelings are driving you, just anchor it into your heart and just completely surrender and see what happens. See what unfolds. All right? So let's see what unfolds in this reading today. Miracle. Crown chakra, earth. All right. The crown chakra actually is the frequency of source. So the frequency of the crown chakra is the violet. This is the highest color in the spectrum, and it supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. It's like really bringing up whatever those frequencies are that are in a lower vibrational center in our being, transmuting it up, bringing it up into the crown, to the top, and allowing it to then be released into the field so that it can transmute into base metals, into gold, bringing up frustration, anxiety, anger, disappointment, whatever it is that's sitting in a different lower energy center of your body, by transmuting that up through the prana into the top and releasing it and allowing it to transmute into joy, into freedom, into love, empowerment, and believing in the possibility of that. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of the source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. And the frequency of earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane. So how do we believe in miracles and transmute our energy through our frequencies so that they can be transmuted on the earth plane, so we can live the most beautiful experience? So the earth frequency activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of the Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of nature. So get outside today. It's a beautiful day. I don't know where you're at, but here in the Pacific Northwest, it's a beautiful day. Go say hello to the trees, see the birds, see the wildlife, see the water. Just take a walk around, smile at people. I mean, try it on. See what happens. Surrender. Just allow for the flow, you guys. And align yourself with the source. Try that on and see what happens. I was talking to my girlfriend. I don't know if she'll be watching this. But, I was talking about spirituality. I said, do you guys have any sort of spiritual connection to any sort of spiritual faith? And her and her partner both were like, no, we don't believe in that. We don't, we're atheists. And I said, okay, well, maybe see if believing in something beyond your scope of reality shifts the way you experience your reality. I mean, try it. You don't have to keep doing it. Just try it and see what happens. Be open to it. Try it on, maybe for a week. Surrender. Try something different. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But I would say be open. I'm trying it. And I'm experiencing something different. It's pretty cool if you ask me. All right, let's see. Tower, change. Your beliefs are changing. Yes. Abundance. Ooh, karma. Enlightenment. After some difficulty from the past, getting anchored in your heart and moving forward toward being very liberated in your own authority after you've worked really hard to cultivate love. Oh my God, this is awesome. Ah, beautiful. All right. Whew, I pulled a whole slew of cards here, so let's just work through this. Something is changing around how you've experienced lessons, how you've experienced learning, and something is changing related to your stability and your karma, and you're really deciding to be really enlightened and healed and seeing the way to move forward and how you really get anchored in your own power, because it's that frequency that's going to manifest what you wish. And you've worked really hard to design this opportunity of like new internal self-love and trusting in the unknown and moving in a direction that is calm and enlightened, because you've really held the space for yourself for that enlightenment to come to fruition so that you can have power in your own authority to make decisions. So by being really inspired to shine a light on how to be illuminated and see things from a new perspective, see your way forward in a new perspective, gives you this really powerful emotional state of being from your heart, from your heart-centered space. There is some karmic energy here that it's right here though. It's right, there's something happening right now around karma. Things are shifting in the way that you may have experienced someone, something, messages, the way you've experienced messages. That's shifting. Whatever loss and grief that has occurred in the past is now being transmuted. You're seeing things from a new perspective by really aligning yourself in a resonance and a frequency and surrendering. You're shifting your experience. It's like, it's a paradigm shift. And that's going to bring you what you want. By doing that, you're going to get what you want. Transformation around how you take care of yourself is what is still being worked out here. How you see, how you're honest with yourself about what's good for you, who's good for you, how to direct your energy and take care of yourself. Still learning about how to create the flow and what your mission is. So you may be clear about, you might have some clarity around the direction in your mission, but you're still learning some things about how to anchor in the flow of the mission and how it's coming to the light and who to create this with and how to really hold true to yourself while anchoring in the balanced space. And really being able to communicate this new beginning that's going to be really inspired and entrepreneurial. Yeah, that's Temperance. Yes, this is just lovely, lovely energy, you guys. This is like transmuting those base metals into gold. Temperance is the last card I just pulled. So there's a lot of fire energy here. So there might be a fire sign that you are connected with or connecting with, or the energy is just really, it's balanced but swift. It's anchored but it's moving. Things are happening now in a much faster pace. The Aquarius, this is the age of Aquarius, and so what that means is that we're no longer slogging through energy. Things are happening in a much more rapid way. You're getting downloads more frequently. You're getting clarity with ease, with like tenacity. It's like once the floodgates have opened, then things happen in a way that is just like boom, 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 and it's just like with ease, with grace, with elegance. Like the miraculous is happening in a pace that is like, well, that was easy. Well, that was easy. Gosh, I used to stress out about that, but now look at this. This is happening in so much more of a dynamic frequency. It's just miracles unfolding. When you align yourself and you surrender, you just see things come together in the 3D. That frequency of matter and energy creates the tangibility of what it is that you have been manifesting when those frequencies meet, when that energetic match finds its connection. That's when the alchemy comes together. A little of this and a little of that, and then all of a sudden you have this magical, tangible reality. Wow! Well, that's pretty rocking and rolling. Now is a lucky time for you to embrace the in-between and really take the time that you need to create the space for yourself to manifest what you want, okay? You are kind of in this in-between space, and you've been really fortunate, so really be grateful for that and really allow for yourself to sort of be in this space of surrendering to the unknown and really take the time that you need to create the reality that you are aligning your frequency in. Okay? So there you go. I am going on a vacation, I guess you could say it's a vacation. I'm going to do a retreat next week. And it's going to be work. It's going to be work while being at the retreat, but I'm taking time out of my life to go do that because I think it's going to change the trajectory of my experience in my life. So this is like really being in the space of unknown and taking the time that you need to create the things that you want for your life to advance you forward, and just surrendering to the being in the here and now and being open to infinite possibilities and trusting in the unknown, and know that what you've done has been by tilling your soil and keeping it really healthy and planting the seeds and continuing to cultivate that garden is really creating this abundant opportunity for something really magical to transpire in that space. Okay? All right. So that was your Monday fun day reading. Woo, woo, woo. We are chilling over here. Bug is napping it out. You know, like I said, if you want to know the art and mastery of naps, he's got you. All right, you guys. See you soon.